down. Let me go ahead and get things together. Let me make sure this is all the way up. Y'all know the pre-show, how it go, okay? What is my picture? I have to make sure. Hi, Lo. Hi, Harley. Hey, y'all. What was my picture? Let me look at this real quick and make sure I got a real picture up. Child. Okay, so hold on. Let me put on my settings. Low, baby. Put on the mirror display. Period. Miranda. Hi, Casper. Okay, yes, okay. And my guy, Rich Beats, is here. We're going to make him medium. And I think we're good, y'all.
Good,
Rich
y'all.
Beats.
Good.
Hi.
Yo. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. We recording? Let's go.
Let's get it. All right, we're good.
We're good. Nice and easy right now. Holly, I see you. Yeah.
Look at my nephew.
Y'all don't even know the ace. That fine China, I market it, then I ship it up. That fine China, I market it, then I ship it up. Hey, bitch, I'm off, making moves like a boss. Hey, bitch, I'm off, y'all don't even know the cost. That fine China, I market it, then I ship it up. That fine China.
Hi, Bluey.
It's your girl, Queen K, two-stepping and sliding with the hottest DJ on the app, DJ Rich.
All right.
She trying to get in.
Hi, Scorpio. Wavy Coco, I see y'all. All right, I think we're good now. Yeah.
I've been fucking with the Smiths. I've been fucking with the Smiths, with the car down, so let's go to the top of the list, taking all people to sleep, couple better down there. All my niggas in the bitch, and we're looking for your 6 couple thousand no more. Let's keep it 20 in my fist, take a pony on the his, came in.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Jamila, I see you. Nephew, I see you. Lo, I see you. K, I see you. K, another K, I see you. Oh my gosh. Wavy. My friend. Y'all better go get your drinks and your snacks. We on time tonight.
Your favorite porn star's favorite.
I think season 4 needs a new microphone. Ooh, now you are the snack. Yeah, I see you.
Because I can't call Prince J, y'all. Top badge. Prince J.
Let's
You know
go.
DJ loves people, right?
Thank you, Casper.
Yeah.
Thank you for that fave. Pudding pop. I
This is
see you,
the stuff
baby.
Right now.
Smoking on the road, face it to the dome, riding all alone,
Hey.
and I'm on a ride.
Shout out to Top Badge,
Just yo.
Prince J. This is his song, y'all.
Sipping on the leg, I can't sip the thing. Think I'm in a dream. Trying to catch a stop, money stay on my mind.
Queen K in the building.
Let's
Big
get
Double in the
right now.
building. Hello? Y'all ready? Yeah, we're back, y'all. Not the private jet. Jones, thank you. All right, y'all. Come on back. Let's get started. I'm so excited for tonight's episode, y'all. Shout out to DJ Rich Beats bringing us in the right way. I see y'all down there. I see y'all getting me lit, getting me turned, and I appreciate y'all. Let's get it, Rain. I see you. Let's get it. First of all, y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Modern Day Bay with Elle. My name is Elle the Drug. This is a weekly show we do every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the only show on Tag navigating the modern way to being bae through self-love and healthy relationships. Tonight I have an amazing show for you. I'm really excited about it. But this show is brought to you by the one and only Scoutz, y'all. Shout out to my family. Shout out to that green and yellow. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. So first of all, I want to say, I'm going to make my announcements, right? But I was going through the notes for this show, and this show is actually kind of special, okay? Because this is the show that I had Teddy scheduled for. Okay, so this is supposed to be his episode. So what we're doing tonight is we're gonna do it big like Teddy would, right? Like super Hollywood, super big energy, right? Because he can't. Y'all know I book in advance. So like it was in September whenever we booked this or whatever, and I was like, all right, like don't play with me, make sure you're there. Don't play with me, make sure you're there. You know what I'm saying? So we are absolutely turning up tonight. This is definitely supposed to be his episode. So I had to make sure that I got someone that was going to bring the energy that he did, and I'm really excited. We're gonna do it big the way that he would. Okay, so let's get it. So first of all, y'all, we got some bills to pay before we get started, okay? So first, I'd like to let y'all know the content that I have going on every week is in my bio. I do Sundays at 9 p.m. It's his or hers with Casper and Elle. You bring your problems, we bring the solutions. It's up to you to decide whose advice is better, his or hers. That's every Sunday at 9 p.m. I also do my show here tonight every Tuesday at 11, so we are in the right place, right time for that. Make sure you come on back every week, okay? And then, of course, on Fridays, I have the pleasure of co-hosting The Brighter Side with Lo, which happens at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you aren't there at that content, make sure you go over there and catch me over there as well every Friday at 11, okay? Period. So there's also a lot of other great content creators on the app. Y'all know I am a loud and proud Scout, okay? So first things first, we have every Monday at 8 p.m. It's Geek Out with Casper. Make sure that y'all fave him and tap in. It's a featured show. Make sure that y'all tap in for that, okay? On Wednesdays, we have Let's Link with 2 Cents, soon to be featured, okay? 6 p.m. every Wednesday. Make sure you're there. Also, at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, we have Venus versus Mars with my girl, Lex Blanca. Shout out to you, Lex. Make sure that y'all tap in, okay? And of course, on Thursdays until the end of the year, we have Bingo with my girl, Big Bag Harley, okay? Every single Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that y'all tap in for that as well, okay? There's a couple upcoming events. My girl Top Badge Stacked is hosting her Mistlestone Cypher on December 22nd. So make sure that y'all fave her up and that y'all are there for that. I am in that cypher as well, so I'm excited for it. And she's the whole vibe, so make sure that you tap in with my girl Stacked, okay? And then, of course, my big event coming up is called the Queen Bee Experience. It's a showcase. It's a Beyonce-themed showcase extravaganza. It's pretty much a huge deal, okay? It's co-hosted with my girl, Top Badge Lolo. My guy, DJ Rich Beats, is doing the music for the pre-show. I've got crazy judges. I've got crazy contestants. I've got so many sponsors. Like, it's a big deal. So make sure, in fact, let me shout out the sponsors really quickly. I have Top Badge Reese sponsoring. I have Geek Out with Casper sponsoring. I have Let's Link with 2 Cents sponsoring. I have Alley Beauty, which is owned by Top Badge 4 and Mommy, sponsoring. We have the Creative Vibe sponsoring with Jamila Joy. And of course, my number 2 of all time, Poppy Blue, is a sponsor. So make sure that y'all are there January 14th. Tap in, put it on your schedules. It's going to be big, okay? All right, you can always check that calendar on the home screen if you're interested in what other content is going on the app, as well as put your content out there so that people know what's going on in your stream. You can invite them in. So make sure you utilize that calendar on the home screen, on the live home screen in the top left corner. All right. Also, if you're interested in sponsoring an episode of Modern Day Bae, or if you want to watch any of the episodes back on playback, they are all available on YouTube. You can connect with me through my Instagram. Everything is linked in my bio, so make sure that you get with me on that. Ooh, shout out to the baby dragon. Thank you. And I'd like to give a special thank you and shout out to my bosses of the week. My bronze, my brother Teflon Gambino, my silver, Mr. Rainmaker, and my gold boss of the week is Mr. Casper. So thank y'all so much. And of course, I'd like to thank my media sponsor, Tawag CEO. He supplies all of the recaps, all of the videos, all of the pictures, and he does it well. So shout out to you, Tawag. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, make sure y'all follow him and get with him for any of your media needs, okay? And of course, last but not least, I need you to fave up my DJ, okay? Fave up Mr. Booked and Busy and Booked Rich Beats, okay? He is the best DJ on the app and my favorite DJ. Make sure y'all book him. Make sure y'all fave him. He will be back at the end of the show to carry us on out of here. But until then, we have to say goodbye. So we'll see you later, Rich Beats. Thank you so much. I appreciate you always kicking us off correctly. All right, y'all. So if you're just tuning in, you missed all my announcements, which is rude, okay? But I'm really excited because we are now ready to start the show, okay? This is Modern Day Bae with Elle. I'm Elle the Drug, your hostess. Every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you tap in right here on Tagged or BLK or Milko Space if that's still an option, I'm not sure. But make sure you tap in, all right, and get with us every single Tuesday at 11. This show is brought to you by the Scoutz, okay? So, tonight, y'all, I'm nervous. When I made this question for tonight's topic, I was a little bit nervous because the way I worded it, but I gotta make it clickbaity so y'all come in. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure that the topic is like, oh, it's gonna be a good topic, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm excited for tonight's show. We've got an incredible lineup. I will be bringing my featured guest co-host up in just one moment. Gambino, thank you! In just one moment, but before I bring her up for y'all to enjoy, I'm going to go over tonight's topic really quickly. The discussion question is, if a woman opts to raise her child despite lack of support from the father or other parent, is she choosing single motherhood? Okay, that's what we're getting into tonight, boss man. I see you. That's what we're getting into tonight. I'm really excited about the discussion. I think I've got some really good questions, and we're definitely going to explore this further. But having a baby reflects great strength and determination from the parents as they embrace the responsibilities of parenthood. But what happens when the child is conceived, but both parents aren't on board? Many will argue a woman in this situation who chooses to raise her child is opting for a single motherhood. However, legally, a man will still be financially responsible for a child he helped create, even if he expressed a desire for the mother not to have the baby. Parental rights and responsibilities are typically determined by the legal system, and financial support may be mandated. However, that requires time, money, lawyers, and judges. Not to mention a certain code of ethics not everyone possesses. So is it fair for men to back out after conception? Is it fair for women to hold men accountable despite expressing they don't want to be involved in raising a child? During this episode, we are going to get into all of it. We're going to dive into this topic with my featured guest co-host first, and then with my illustrious Boss Bae panel. All right? And we're going to get started. So what I need y'all to do, and y'all please forgive me, Queen K, please forgive me, but what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to make my fellow featured show host and my fellow top badge, I need y'all to make her feel welcome, okay? Yeah, I need to see those crowns. Jamila knew what was coming up. I need to see those crowns in the comments, y'all. Make sure my girl Queen K feels welcome. Hello? Beautiful. How are you?
Hello.
How you feeling tonight?
I'm good. How you doing, lovely?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you being here. I looked for you at 10. What happened?
Yeah, so I took this week off. For me, I'm always a person that says that if the plan that I have in my head for my show does not go to fruition, I will not have a crap show. I'd rather cancel it. So
I know that's right.
So I will not let the quality of my show suffer for stuff like that. So
I like that. Okay, period. Because I was like, where's Queenie at? Okay. So first of all, thank you for being here. I want you to go ahead and take a few moments to tell the people who you are, who may not know, and what you've got going on in your stream and with your content and everything.
Sure, sounds great. Again, I'm so happy to be here. Rest in heaven. Teddy, thank you so much for thinking of me to take this episode. But again, like you said, my name is Queen K. Every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, I have a feature show on here right before this show called This Is It. I call it like an adult show and tell, so it's a lot of fun. I have some guests come up, talk about their favorite things, and we just silly. We have a good time. I have some type of topic, either a game, something like that, to kind of keep things going throughout the show. And then we just have a good time. It's a good time. Elle's done the show. I've done it for over a year now, and I'm super excited to things around. It's a lot of fun. I always say that I am one of the hardest working people on and off the app. So even though you may not see me out there like that, trust me, I'm working on something at all times. So make sure you guys tap in. You're probably going to see my face on a flyer before you see me live, but it's okay. Follow the flyer to the show. It's the reason while I'm on that show, okay? So like I said, it's great to be here. All the content I'm a part of, I do Sundays at 6 with my speeches, point of view, Thursdays at 7 with Jamila for Creative Vibe. Anywhere else you see me with the Creative Vibe team, I'm there somewhere. So catch a vibe. You don't know me? Nice to meet you. You should get to me. I promise you.
Period. And she is such a vibe, y'all. And for those of you who do not know, Jamila Joy is down there in the comments, and she is the owner and creator of the Creative Vibe, right? And she has her Creative Vibe journal, which is available for purchase on Amazon. So make sure that y'all tap in with her as well. And she is, shout out to Top Batch Carmel in here. I see you, Carmel. And she is a sponsor and collaborator for the Queen Bee Experience. So very, very excited to have Jamila and Creative Vibe and the Creative Vibe team right here in my stream tonight. Very, very excited. All right, so yes, you were absolutely the first person, because I was like, I need someone who's funny and uplifting and cares about the people and does good work. So you were absolutely the person that I ran to do this episode, and I appreciate you so much. It means a lot to me.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know you've been on Tagged for a while. Do you have any streaming goals that you're working on right now that you'd like the people to know about and support you on?
Girl, yes, honey. Okay, I'm your girl trying to get the 50 bill. Okay, because for the trophy, and I'm trying to get me one of them. Okay, so we almost at 41. We slowly getting to 50, and we'll see what happens after that. Once I get 50, I might snatch my wig off on live. I don't know. That's a milestone for me right now. Okay, is to do that on here. It's definitely been a journey for me. It's been a journey. I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, I should be, or even me, I'm like, oh, I should be further along. I've been here for so long. But it's a journey. It's a marathon. I know I've taken my time off and let other things to come back. But hey, long as I get there, that's what matters. So.
And you know what? I feel like there's more fun on the journey than when you actually make it to the destination, right? Like it's like a sprint to get there, and then it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? So kudos to you for not rushing the process, right? And just taking the time and enjoying it. I think a lot of times we don't realize how much fun we're having is because we're on that journey chasing that goal, and then once we get there, it's kind of like,
exactly.
So kudos to you. All right, y'all. If you're just tuning in, I'm here with my girl, Top Badge Queen K in the building. She is my guest co-host this week on Modern Day Bae, which is a weekly show every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's brought to you by the Scoutz. So I went over the topic a little bit tonight. I'm excited to get into it with you. I have just a couple questions before I bring up the Boss Bae panel, who can start requesting the box right now. So do you believe consent is necessary to make someone a parent, or does the consent happen when the initial act happens? When does that come into play? When is a good time to start figuring that out? Or and the reason why I asked this question, let me give a little bit of, is because a lot of times we're young, we're living our lives, we're out here enjoying, enjoying like whatever connections we've built with people, right? And sometimes, while we know that's a consequence that can happen, pregnancy, right? That's not something that we always consider. However, in the back of our minds, we always know, right? So that's kind of why I wanted to just get your perspective and your opinion first before we bring up the Boss Bae panel on, does the consent start like after conception? Does the consent start during the initial act or before the initial act? Like, what's your take on that?
Okay, I need for us to consent before we do all this. Before we start doing the horizontal monster mash, I need us to both be on the same page, okay? Now, of course, I do feel that when you are doing things or doing the act of that, you don't need to, pregnancy does not need to happen. And it's always, we have protections, things like that to make sure we don't have to go down that journey, down that road. But for me, if you guys, if they are doing that, it definitely needs to be consistent across the board. It shouldn't be the person feels pressure to, or they don't feel comfortable consequence on it, that is a big no. So I feel like once you go and do that, of course, if you're not, it's different stuff too, because we got to think about people who have been forced to do that thing.
Right.
They don't have consent. That's of course not fair. But what it needs to be, both people agreeing to do the act, because like you said, we know the consequences of that. It can happen. It takes one time.
Right.
And there you go. You over here, you know what I'm saying? Like my feet swelling. What's going on? Yes, consent needs to happen from both sides. When y'all are ready, okay? When y'all, what I'm saying, let's get ready to rumble. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, I need you to, yeah.
So, what would you say, as I bring the Boss Babe panel up, what would you say if there's like a couple, right, and one of them's like, yo, like, I'm down to like do this or mess around, but I'm not having a child, like, or I'm not raising a child, right? Like, what if they're on opposite pages but still engaging in that? Like, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, what would you say then? Do you think it's still, I don't know, obviously, like, communication is important, and it's not like maybe the best idea to do that, but like, we don't always have that mindset in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Because you be like hiding heavy, you fine, what's up? What's we doing? But yeah, so that's why it's always good by default to have protection and to protect ourselves from things like that happening. So for sure, for me, for me personally, if I know that person not trying to have a child, I mean, again, I'm a fan of, we can do the horizontal monster mash. You might have an itch to scratch. I might have an itch to scratch, and I don't need to. We don't have to have a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Let's just scratch this itch, and you go home. I go home too. So I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. So, but of course, it needs to be clear. We need to understand that, and and take care of that. So we got to be better with, if someone's telling you that, obviously, like, come on now, you can do it, but like, come on, like, protect yourself. Do better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. We got the Boss Babe panel in the box, ready to tear it up, ready to talk the stuff. I saw Sassy earlier talking about, now we talking about baby making. Yes, we are. We are doing it this week, okay? I told you I wanted to do it big this week. But before we get started, I would love y'all, beautiful Black people, to introduce yourselves. The melanin on the screen is like giving me life right now. But go ahead and introduce yourselves and, let the people know who you are, what you got going on.
Y'all know, Big Double, not the little one, brand new to the app, y'all. You feel what I'm saying? You might have seen me around, but I am brand new every time you see me. Okay, this is my first day. If you would like to help me get popular on this app, I would like it if you press the favorite button right there on my name. And yeah, for sure. But I have a whole bunch of shows, y'all. I have a whole bunch of stuff like that too. Y'all tap in. Everything is in my Instagram. Click on my bio, add my Instagram, and tap in.
All right. Big Double for top edge.
Okay. Hey everybody, this is your girl Miss Sassy Red. I'm just here so I don't get fined. So you want to check me out, make sure that you do hit all the logos, stalk me respectfully. Okay, thank you.
Period. Mr. Jokes.
What's up with it? It's Jokes on You. All right, it's a lot of jokers on the app, but there's only one Jokes on You. Y'all remember that? I'm staying here. I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays. It's in the bio, like Double said. Just click that button, hit the fade, look at all the information, and tap in where you feel. Appreciate Modern Day Bay for having me.
Always, y'all. And these are excellent content creators on the screen. Just real quickly, Double has shows all the time, so make sure you tap in with him. Sassy has a featured show Fridays at 6, and she's on Queen K's featured show, usually Tuesdays around 10:45 for her segment, Give You Flowers. And of course, Jokes has his Tough Talk Tuesdays, which happens usually right before this show. At 9 p.m. is when he starts. So make sure that y'all tap in. Amazing content creators, very much top badge energy. So please tap and fave and get with them. All right, y'all. So I'm excited for tonight. Did y'all hear my questions to Queen K? I want y'all insight on those. So like my first question to her was we're talking about like after conception, right? When there's a child in the idea of happenings, right? And not everybody's on board for it, and what that means for the person choosing, what that means for the person who opted not, who doesn't really want to be around, what that means for, right? Like kind of navigating that little space before co-parenting, but like the beginning of it. And I just am interested because I saw this on, y'all know I be getting this stuff from the internet. So I just wanted to like bring this past y'all and see what y'all have to say. So the question that I asked Queen K at the beginning was, when do you think consent is a thing, right? Like, so a lot of people, the question that I posed originally was, if a woman opts to raise a child despite a lack of support from the father, right, does that mean she's opting or choosing single motherhood, right? And a lot of people will say that. However, we know that there's also a thing called ethics and morals, and they're usually obligate us to do what is right. And there's a big difference between what's legally right and what is ethically right. So I just wanted to, I guess, get your take on the initially, right? Like with that question, what are your thoughts? What's your initial thought? Like, we can start with Double and just go across and give me your feedback. You know I'm starting with you, Double.
I knew it. Okay. This is like a double-edged sword, right? Because we are adults. We're adults, right? So as adults, we're supposed to like be able to understand that like this person is, for the terms of a featured show, right? We need to know that this person is trash, right? This is a trash human being, right? So we need to understand that, right? So if a person's giving you signs, like there's no way possible that I'm going to be a good spouse, partner, definitely not parent, right? We have to accept that. We have to hold that person accountable for their actions and take that as what it is, right? So if we're going to go about it and say, hey, you know what, I'm still going to go and raise this baby, then yes, 100% you're choosing to do it on your own, right? But at the same time, right, we are adults. We have to be accountable for our actions too, right? So I get canceled every episode regardless, but if you make a mess, clean it up, right? But if you know, you feel me? If you know that you did it, you feel me? You gotta take care of your responsibilities. So like I said, it goes both ways. It does go both ways. I'll start there.
Okay. What you got to say, Sass?
It's a featured show. I'm trying to stick to the wording because I feel like I don't feel like it's really the choice. I think let me rewind it back. I'm gonna say certain things are definitely situational,
right?
But it depends on, for me, the mindset of the individual. So if you're saying like these two people are dating or in a relationship, and then you as the guy just decides to not take care of your responsibility, I don't really look at it to be something to where it's a choice of her choosing, depending on what her belief is. Like if she believes like, you know, we're not going to do the abortion thing or whatever, and you just decide to opt out to say like, you know, I ain't ready for kids, or I don't want kids, or whatever the case is, after the fact that you got her pregnant, yeah, it's more of a, you know, like you said, a situation to where you've opted out. So it's not as though this is something that I chose that I do by myself.
Right.
If I'm with you and we're in a relationship, this was the thought of it was for us to do this together. Not the fact that this is just something that I'm decided to do on my own. Because I'm like, you know, women do have choices to do that if that was the case, to where it's like, okay, well, I can go to a sperm bank, or I can do X, Y, and Z to get this result if I want to do it on my own.
Right. Right. I think that's a really good point and distinction, right? Because there is a choice that's made, but like the choice is kind of not there if you don't believe in certain things, and the child has already been conceived. That kind of like takes away the choice, right? Well, I mean, to a certain extent, but that's a really good point. Jokes. What you guys say?
after listening to the other panelists, there's a lot that I agree with, because this is kind of like situational. You know, the first part, you talking about the consent. I think when two people get together and decide to be intimate, I don't think the first thing that they're thinking about is let's have a baby.
Right.
You know, I think if you are in a relationship with somebody for a long time and then you take the relationship to that level, that's a part of it. So you're thinking that in the back of your mind, like, hey, if we continue like this could happen. So you're already prepared for that. On the other side, if because I'm gonna speak for the brothers, if you've made it clear that you are not ready for parenting at this time, even though you may have feelings for this person, you want to continue to see where things go, you're not ready to have a child, and they're still kind of pushing you. I've been in a situation where a woman was trying to push me to be intimate a little bit quicker than I thought we should have. Like, we didn't get that far yet, but she was pushing it for a reason. And, you know, I felt that energy. So, you know, it's very, very scary to not to know, hey, in the back of your mind, like, this person is trying to do this on purpose. And then to not necessarily have a chance to raise that child is hard. I mean, I believe it's a woman's choice. It's her body. She having the kid, but you got to be careful when you're bringing life into this world.
Amen. And I think that raises an interesting point, because it's like, at that point, then, when you know that someone is like, this is kind of what they want and it's not what you want, but y'all maybe aren't like there, where at a place where you're ready to separate or stop maybe like messing with each other, it's like, okay, well, what happens if this does happen? You know what I'm saying? Because you've already voiced, like, that's not what I want, and she's already voiced, I don't believe in this, I'm not going to not have the child, right? And then it comes down to like, okay, well, now we have an issue with co-parenting because we weren't even on the same page initially. Queen K, you have anything else that you want to add?
I think that's why we were saying it's important to discuss that. I just can't see myself being, if we've already kind of had that conversation, or we should, especially if you're trying to take things into a really like personal level, like, you know, trying to make it to the end, you know, into the sunset. Those conversations very sure need to happen. So I just cannot see myself with someone, especially if I know I want children, to still be with them. If we've already had that conversation and you don't want kids, we're not going to make it to that level, so you don't even have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't got to worry about whether or not anything's going to happen to me, and that's just how I feel. So I think it's important, like I said, to, you know, discuss those things. So sometimes we might just say, oh, we just hunt, you know, horizontal monster mashing. It's cool. Like, no, like, things like that can still happen. So you really need to understand who you're giving your body to and be clear on that, because it can happen. It can happen. It can take that one time, and that's when, you know, you like, ooh. I mean, you know, guess what? Surprise! No, we don't need none of that. So, that's what I said. Be clear about, you know, who you're doing things like that with, and, you know, have an understanding for sure. Choose wisely. Yes.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Monster mash with everyone.
All right. So, a lot of times, right, we'll hear the argument like, well, I can still get money, right? Like, even though, like, he might not want to be around, or she might not want to be around, like, we can still do child support and make sure that I'm financially, you know, supported in that way legally through the system, et cetera, right? But financial support is not the only form of, like, responsibility that's necessary when raising a child. So should financial support be the only form of accountability for a man who didn't want a child? Or are there other ways that the system can make him contribute in the child's life? What do y'all think about that? Like, should there be other, I guess, like, parameters in place so that you know what I mean, money isn't the only support that's got, or what do y'all think about that?
All right. So I'm speaking from the perspective, you know, as a single dad, you feel what I'm saying? You
right.
know, little stuff like that. But at the same time, a lot of these fellas got to step up. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of these fellas do got to step up. Spend time with your kids. You feel what I'm saying? If you're not taking the time to actually pull your kids to the side, whatever the case may be, daughters and son, you feel what I'm saying? They're not gonna have the chance to probably even know, like, what a man is. You feel what I'm saying? So time should also be included. You feel what I'm saying? Whether it's a few hours or a few days, whatever the case may be, that should definitely be mandatory. I agree with that one.
Anybody else want to add anything? Y'all know I don't like calling on you.
No, I agree with Double. It's, you know, kids remember those things when they're little. The little times when you spend time with them, that carries them through certain situations in life. You have troubles and you have go through adversity. If you're not taking that time out to have those conversations with your kids, then you're leaving it up to the teachers, the influences that and the distractions that they get that are around them when you're not around them. So don't let this world parent your child. You need to take the time out to do it the right way.
I love that. And that goes into like some of the societal standards that are put on us to kind of make those decisions. I think that adds pressure to people to do what society sees as morally right, but that doesn't always motivate people enough to do that. So my next question, and I'm interested to hear the ladies on this one. How can, I mean everybody, but especially the ladies, you know, content for girls. How can the legal system balance the rights of a parent who didn't want to raise a child with the well-being and the needs of the child? So basically, right, how can the system work so that they're respecting the wishes of the parent who wasn't ready to raise a child, right? But also giving the child all that they need to benefit from, to be a healthy, happy child. What do y'all think?
That's a good question.
She said ladies first. So.
I actually said she wanted to hear from the. Don't do that. Okay, I'm trying to go on you for this top bad journey, Shirley. You stop playing with me. Okay. Okay. But I gotta think about it. Let me think. That's a really good question. And
I think that it's very difficult because it's like you want to. I'm pro-choice personally, right? So I always believe that everybody should have a choice in their life, right? Like that's just how I get down. So it's but when it comes to kids and bringing in people that don't always have the wherewithal to make those choices, then it kind of switches things up a little bit. So it's really like, how do we really make sure that the kids are taken care of whenever the parents don't want to be a part of don't want to be a caretaker. And I mean, like, we have things in the system like, you can adopt, you can there's different programs for children or for orphans or single mothers, single fathers, things like that. But a lot of times we don't understand how those things work until we're already in them. So that's one of the reasons that made me want to ask this question, because I think that me personally, I don't have any children. However, these are things that I think about as far as like, okay, well, what programs are around for kids, you know what I mean, in the event that they need extra support, or one of the things. And I guess I can take it a step further and say that I believe in that kids need a self-love, right? So like having things that teach them that, or having things that really show them how to understand themselves despite not having the piece of identity that created them. So I guess that's kind of why I wanted to ask this question. And I gave more insight because it seemed like it was like a more challenging question to answer.
Yeah, I'm like, I would think so, just because because you don't have a way to hold the parents responsible, because like you said, they have so many options to where they look at abortion to where that's an option because they're not ready or they're scared or for whatever the reason is. I think when it comes down to the health of the child, that's really what it boils down to where you have to seek those things. And I feel like for some it is trial and error. You know what I mean? Like, some things are not always brought to you, but that's why I think people make the statement to say, like, it takes a village to raise a child, just because of you may not know or have all of the tools, especially being a new parent, but you get to a point to where it's the people around you that have had the experience, or the older, grand people, you know what I mean? Like the older or the elders that know and been in a situation to raise their children to where you have to have that, you know, that feeling of leaning on them for that information.
Right.
Go ahead, my bad.
Sure.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say back to my other point about holding people accountable, right? Think about all these people that's on child support, you feel what I'm saying, who actually make the effort to take care of their kids, right? So why isn't the child support system mandated for this situation? You feel what I'm saying? Where if one parent leaves, then you know what I mean, then it could be like, you know what I mean, mandatory to the other parent. If both parents leave, you feel what I'm saying, wherever this baby ends up, you feel me? Why isn't the money guaranteed to go there? You feel me? These people just go and live their happy lives, whatever it can be. Sorry if this offends anybody, you feel me? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? You had this baby, you put this life into the world. You feel me? Every paycheck you get, put this towards this foundation or whatever the case may be, that's holding your baby accountable or keeping your baby safe.
I think it takes, like she said before, it does take a village to raise a child. There needs to be you know, more mentorship. You know, there's a community of people that can't have children. There's a community of people that grew up before they're in a position to be able to take care of them the right way. And as a community of people in every section, as men, Double knows this, we got to go back and yank up the nephews, that 16 to 25 crowd, and we got to show them what can happen if you don't take the time to speak to the younger people and show them what can happen. And vice versa for the women. You know, we can look to our elders, we can look to our grandparents, we can look to the people in the community that are by themselves, that may be alone, but they have wisdom, they have experience, and they have something they can offer to these children. There are a lot of able bodies and a lot of able minds that are just sitting around with nobody to talk to. And they need to get a little bit more involved in that. And that could be some ways you can support. I think when the parents are first starting out, they need to have more mentorship, more people around them to show them different examples of how to get to that place. Maybe you're not there right now, but maybe over time, by going through organized activities, watching other parents, or just showing people what they need to be doing in those situations, that can maybe encourage them.
Yeah, I think y'all too, Double and Joe both kind of was thinking, after I thought about it, that's what I was thinking about too. So I like the way they put that, but for sure having people that may definitely went through it, like you said, that actually went through that, to be a part of the mentoring, because I was hearing that a lot as an option, so that, you know, if they have actual questions they want to ask about, you know, it's nothing like having someone you can talk to about it that's actually been through the same thing you went through. So to have that type of avenue, or have access to those people willing to help them and actually like guide them and mentor them along that, I think that would be helpful. So I think they explained it well.
Okay, very, very good. Very good and insightful feedback, y'all. Thank you. Queen Scorpio K said, as a woman, mother, if the donor doesn't want to be in the child's life, then it's his loss. As long as I'm breathing, I got mine. And I think that's how a lot of women feel, right? Or a lot of parents feel, honestly. But I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective. But I think oftentimes too that whenever women are in that situation, then it can often feel like for us, right, that that's not the choice that I would have made, or that my choice was taken away from me in some ways, in some regard, which will take us into my next question. And we kind of touched on this, Queen K, earlier at the beginning, but I'm interested to hear the Boss Babe panel's take. Should there be more emphasis on communication and negotiation between parents before being intimate or after pregnancy is confirmed? And I know what the obvious answer is, right? But that's just not always what happens. So, I mean, I think we know what the answer should be, but like that's not always what happens. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like how, I guess maybe how and when is a good time to communicate these things, even if you're just like, what do they call it? FWB, right? Friends with benefits, or even if you're just like, you know, messing around, or it's not anything that serious. Is this something that needs to, is this a conversation that needs to happen? Is this something that needs to be prioritized? Because it's a little bit too late once the conception happens, right? Look at Devil, he ready.
got the Birdman on hand rubbing it.
You see him Birdmaning.
Waiting on this question. He was like, man, let's get it.
You hit hard tonight. You
I'm
hit hard
trying.
tonight.
We get dirty.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm waiting on Double. Okay, Double, you got us hyped. Like, what's the...
In reality, right, we would want it to be like as early as possible because, you know, as soon as you, all right, anybody who's into farming, right, you should always make sure that you wear your boots before you start farming, right? So, as soon as you know that you plan on taking the boots off. As soon as you plan on taking the boots off, you should have that conversation immediately, right? Because there's an automatic chance, you know what I'm saying? Whether it happens, you know what I mean, from accidentally stepping in the mud too early, right? Or whatever case may be, you know what I'm saying?
This is the craziest.
You okay? You don't get these air quotes out of here.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
But as soon as the boots come off, you know what I'm saying, that conversation should be had before you even plan on taking. You know what I'm saying, the conversation should be had. Should be had for sure. You know what I mean? There's a possibility if this happens. What's the plan? What are we gonna do?
Good answer. Good insight.
Touche. I definitely believe that, you know, the conversation needs to be had early on. But then at the same time, like, you know, you also need to be mindful, like, you're a grown adult. You need to have these conversations just in case. Because, you know, people know that using contraceptive is the safest, but without it, it feels the best. So you already understand you know what I'm saying? You already understand what's going on. So 9 times out of 10, if in your mind, without having a conversation, if you know for sure that that's not something that you want to have, you need to be taking every precaution necessary not to make sure that that doesn't happen, it doesn't take place. You can't, you know, you making a statement and be like, oh, it just happened. Like, come on. Like, it ain't just happening. Something happened and maybe you blacked out or whatever the case is, you know. But we all know how you get there and what happens and takes place. Take responsibility. Do what you need to do necessary to where if that is not the plan, to take your necessary precautions. If you strapping up, she's strapping up too. Or, you know what I'm saying? Something needs to take place. Make sure I'm wrapped up, but you get the back end. Take them pills and do whatever you got to do. Just handle your business.
That's real though, because I think a lot of times we think of birth control as something that the woman is responsible for, right? But like everybody needs to be responsible for their own birth control, and I'm glad that you said that in that way. Tata, I see you.
Even if you got to say so in the midst, it's still good. I don't want your babies. I don't want your babies. Just
okay, slow down, hold on. Oh, think about this.
Okay, look, some people are one night standers or whatever. Look, if you couldn't get to it prior to, you better get it in the midst somewhere before, you know, somebody get carried away.
I love it. Ghost, I say Ghost, I'm so sorry. Jokes, I'm gonna ask you a different question. I want to know what advice, I want to know from you and Queen K, what advice y'all would give to someone who finds themselves expecting a child without support from the other parent. Obviously, you know, the communication at the beginning is a huge deal. Contraceptives from both parties or every party involved is a big deal. But what advice would you give someone who's past that part of the stage, right, and finds himself in this predicament? What would be your best piece of advice?
Go ahead, Jones. You got it. Like you said.
I mean, I think generally, whether it's a male in that situation or a woman in that situation, generally it's the same. But I think the support would be different. And I think Double can understand, and anybody else that's a single parent can understand. Everybody needs their own type of support because we all are different people. But you need to seek out a strong support system. You need to look at your family. You need to look at your friends. You need to look at people that are in the same situation as you, and try to figure out, okay, you're not going to have all the answers in the beginning, but you can take one step at a time. In these first few months, what are the things that I need to be looking out for? Do I need to be looking at doctor visits? What kind of stuff do I need to have in place So when it's time for the child to come, I have everything that I need. Just taking it step by step from the people that have had children in the past, and you're not going to have it all in one time, but you can get the little things day by day, and pretty soon you'll have a good plan of a routine of what you're supposed to do. Take the kid to the doctor, checkups, all the stuff, all the boxes you need to check, so you feel like, okay, at least I have a plan. And when the child arrives, I'm not just sitting here looking and sitting on my hands. That's the first thing. I think that's the most responsible thing to do, is to know what to do for the child, make sure you don't, mess that up.
Period. Joke said the show must go on, so make it happen. Period. Queen K, what you got to say? What piece of advice would you give someone in this predicament?
I think he said that well. Now, before we do all that, what I need them to do is go knock all his stuff off the wall. Then I need like 3 of the 4 of his tires, so he can't claim it on his insurance. Okay, and a couple of stuff we can't say because it's featured. Then come back and do what Joke said. Okay, that was not kidding. But for real, I think Joke said it well.
Hit him up.
Like you said, be prepared for sure. Prepare as much as you can. Finding, like you said, your village or people. Yeah. Know that you're gonna have naysayers. You're gonna have people that come at you sideways because, oh, you can't believe you got brick. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen, unfortunately. But finding those people, weeding out the bad people who are just not in your, on your side or trying to reach your own through this process is, for sure vital. Make sure you just find those people and, like you said, just prepare, ask questions. Any type of programs you got going on, do your research, and pray that everything will be okay. Especially when it's time for the baby to come for safe delivery and things like that. But emphasis for real though on the knocking stuff over.
Right.
Like you run that one time and then we'll come back and do that part. But I got your card. Okay.
Hey Alexa, play Blue Control. Right. For real. All right. That was great. We are, as always, running low on time, so we'll have to be doing outros here, but I appreciate y'all coming in and doing this. I really wanted to do this because I feel like it's kind of like it shouldn't be a conversation that we're having, right, with like all grown people, all grown adults and things like that. However, I've seen it happen time and time again, and with different friends, family members, and a whole bunch of different situations. So I just wanted to make sure that, especially we as women know it's okay to say something before sex, right? Before being intimate. And it's okay to have that conversation. I think a lot of times it's intimidating because no one's thinking, like you said, no one's thinking about, oh, let's have a kid together. Like, you know what I mean? So I want to stress and emphasize that it's okay to have that conversation. I encourage y'all to have those conversations. And even though it can be weird, even though we're older and more mature, they're still necessary. Okay. So, I just wanted to leave y'all with that. But yes, please do your outros, and let the people know where they can find you, what you've got going on, and then you can box down. Not you, Queen K.
Oh, okay, I go to you. I'm waiting.
You wait. We can start with
Alright, joke's on you. Y'all can see me Tough Talk Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. on drums, 11 a.m. every Sunday morning on drums. Check me out. We here, we doing everything. And much love to the Modern Day Bay Panel crew and everybody in here. It was fun. I hope to see y'all next time up in here. At what time? 11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Later, y'all.
My guy Jokes. Thank you, Jokes.
Okay, y'all make sure y'all hit me with the fave. This is Sassy Red. Okay, stay tuned. It's featured. We'll wait to the aftermath. But y'all make sure y'all tap in on your favorite channel. Okay, on Tag you can catch me Friday nights at on doing So Amazing Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check me out. Hit me on all my social medias and stalk me respectfully.
Period. Thank you, beautiful Sassy. All right.
Brand new to the app, yeah. Brand new to the app. Y'all already know what's going on. If y'all want to fave me, definitely hit me with that fave. If you know I'm new, I got a bunch of shows. I got a whole bunch of shows. And speaking of my shows, I want to talk about. I'm gonna get somebody in. But either way, y'all tap in with Naj, man. Her show is going on right after this one too. Y'all tap in with Naj. It's going down. Y'all don't want to miss that. Head with that fave. And yeah, speaking of my shows, like I said, there's somebody named Teflon. I'm looking for him. He's been requested to be on my show. Let's get it. Hello.
Teflon. Peace. Shout out to my brother. Naj, put something in the comments so that the people know where they're coming after this. Do me that favor, please. All right, y'all. So I pretty much gave y'all, when the boss babe was still here, I kind of gave you my ELLE says, but yes, communication, have those conversations. If you don't feel comfortable having a conversation with the person that you're being intimate with, that may not be a safe space, or that may not be the safest or best choice for the person that you choose to be intimate with. I'll say it like that. So, please remember that. Remember the long-term impact, the legal obligations for fellas especially, right? Remember those legal obligations, because even though you opt not to, you still may be giving up your choice in that matter. And then, of course, being flexible and considering the emotional and mental well-being of not only you and your co-partner, and your co-parent, but also of the potential child. So keep those things in mind. Yes, go out, live your best lives, have fun, do what you do, but there's always an equal and opposite reaction. So have those conversations. They're very, very important. All right, so y'all, DJ Rich Beats, I see the box blanket. I'm going to bring him up in just a second, but I do want to thank our beautiful co-host, my girl Queen K, top badge Queen K in the building. Again, this was something like I wanted to have like a meaningful conversation. I wanted to have somebody who brings that energy, and you were the perfect person. I so appreciate you being here. Please tell the people again who you are and where they can find you.
Thank you so much. This is so fun, girl. You rocked the questions, girl. I was over here scratching my forehead like, girl, we're not playing tonight. You remember I was living, I got my whole forehead twitching like that. But this was fun. This was fun. Again, I'm Queen K. Every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We got This Is It with your girl. Like I said, it's adult show and tell. If you want to be a part of it, hit me on Instagram. _is Queen K. We talk about our favorite things, have some topics and some fun and laughs and vibes and all that great stuff. So make sure you guys tap in, or where you guys can see me. You see my face on the flyer, follow the flyer to the show. It's gonna be lit over there. It's okay. So you probably see me on there more than that, but hit me with a fave. I'm working on going live more. No, don't get mad at me. I'm working on that promo. But just go see me at the show. It's cool. But this is a lot of fun. Thank you again for having me on this episode. Great job to everybody. This was fun.
Thank you, Queenie. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all fave up Queen K, and make sure you tap in with her every Tuesday at 10 p.m. for This Is It, right before Modern Day Bay. All right? All right, y'all. We're going to bring up, see you later, love. Thank you. We're going to bring up my guy, DJ Rich Beats, to take us out. But I would like to remind y'all, let me see. There we go. But I would like to remind y'all that, nope, I don't want to remind y'all anything. I want to thank. I want to thank y'all for being here. And I want to thank y'all for showing up for another episode of Modern Day Bay. I want to give a special shout out to tonight's featured co-host, which was top badge Queen K in the building. Of course, the panel we gave Harley the week off, so shout out to her. But we did have an amazing panel here. Sassy Red, top badge Big Double L, and of course, future top badge Jokes on You. All right. Thank you to the Modern Day Bay promotion team, Aquarian Mado, of course, my DJ Rich Beats, and our media sponsor, Tawag CEO. Be sure to meet me back here every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Modern Day Bay. And remember, you can change the world by simply being yourself. Let's go. Thank y'all. For those of y'all who never met Bake, or if you've seen him in my stream, this is his music. DJ knows people.
I cut off the crown, so why is you whining?
This is Bake. It's called Mama. Bake is a streamer on the app. Yeah. We love it. DJ Rich Beats, I love you. Thank you. Oh, we can't hear you, but he said fave him and book him. He's Mr. Booked and busy and booked. Period. I got you, DJ. All right, y'all. That was great. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording. I got you, Miranda.